Hello, my students. Yes, it's me again, Madam Gracious Kazini from Educare Tanzania. My Form 4 student, we are proceeding with our chemistry session series, and we are proceeding with our topic, which is soil chemistry, and it's so amazing that we have already passed through our concepts, our various subtopics. My student, today we are going to look on the concept of soil formation, whereby we try to look on the issue of weathering, whereby tuliona weathering inavyotake place physical and chemical, and in the previous session my student obviously tuliona kuhusiana na zile detailed explanation concerning on the ways physical weathering taking place. But today we are going to see the ways in which the chemical weathering takes place, whereby we have the solution, we have hydrolysis and the oxidation. So today we are going to start with the solution. The mineral or rock is dissolved in water. Kwamba here tunaona kwamba mineral they tend to dissolve in water. Kwamba zile minerals au zile rock material zinayoyuka kwenye maji, ambayo hii itapelekea hii chemical weathering to take place, au ita influence that chemical weathering to take place, simply kwamba kutakuwa na different formation of the soil structure and so forth. For example, calcite rock, kwamba this calcite rock is a kind of minerals or is a kind of rock which tend to dissolve in water. For example, this calcite dissolved in acidic rain to form calcium bicarbonate. Simply ni kwamba calcium, this one acidic rain means that the water which is from acidic rain, kwamba mvua imenyesha lakini ile rainfall it is acidic rain. So you can see this acidic rain tend to dissolve the it acts as a solvent, whereby it dissolves this a kind of rock or mineral which will act as a solute now, ambayo ni calcium carbonate, calcium carbonate. But after this solution taking place, simply we are going to form the calcium bicarbonate. So this one is calcium bicarbonate. So my student, just the demonstration of this dissolution reaction is this one, kwamba this is calcium carbonate, which is our calcite rock or our mineral. So it will dissolve in acidic rain, but this acidic rain can't be alone because itakuwa imekuwa contaminated with the some gases. So it's where inakuja kuwa acidic rain. For instance, this one is water, but this is carbon dioxide gas. So presence of this gas is where it formed the term acidic rain. So simply after the reaction taking place here, we are going to have the calcium calcium bicarbonate. So this calcium bicarbonate now is what we call is where we can see that is the dissolution taking place, is where we can see that those rocks they tend to dissolve, so they tend to form another product, which is this carbide. And finally you can see when this calcium hydrogen carbonate or this bicarbonate once it dissociates, we are going to have the ion of calcium, but also we are going to have the hydrocarbonate ions, this one. So the dissolved rock are washed down through the soil. So you can see that after that dissolution taking place, you can see those rocks zinakuwa washed away. It means zinatolewa washed away. Zinavyokuwa washed away, so obvious that situation it influence the soil formation in one way or another. So this means, or this soil formation means ambayo ni weathering ina take place inakuwa inatokea chemical. My student, katika previous session tuliona physically kunakuwa na crystallization, kunakuwa na zile stress of the rock, kunakuwa na zile expansion and relaxation of the rock ambayo inapelekea stress zina undergo cracking, and finally inapelekea zile rock zina disintegrate and then inapelekea formation of the soil. But here we are just looking how these minerals or these rocks zinavofanya dissolution, zinavoreact. So simply hapa tumeona kwamba hiyo rock imedissolve kwenye acidic rain, ambayo tumeona kwamba tumechukua calcium carbide tumereactisha na water, vile vile na carbon dioxide gas, tumekuja kupata calcium bicarbonate. So this calcium bicarbonate ikidissociate, tunaona kabisa tunapata the different hydrogen ions, I mean those different ions. So you can see that soil, it will be influenced or it will be formed in one way or another through that mechanism. Another chemical way in which this chemical weathering taking place is hydrolysis. Tunapoongelea hydrolysis, my student, we are talking about involvement of water and how water it form those ions of positive ions and negative ions ambayo ni OH na hydrogen. So hydrolysis, hydrogen ions ambayo ni hydrogen positive charge and hydroxyl ions ambayo ni OH negative replace other ions in the mineral. Kwamba this is the way in which the chemical weathering taking place, lakini kinachotokea ina involve mechanism hydrolysis. Na hydrolysis kivipi? Kwamba you can see that the ions of water ambazo ambapo ndo hizo hydroxyl ion and hydrogen ion, they tend to replace other ions in the mineral. Kwamba hizi ions zina replace zile ion nyingine ambazo zipo kwenye minerals. Final hydrolysis take place in the presence of water, kwamba hii inatokea kwenye uwepo wa nani? Wa maji. So we can't have this kind of ions without water molecule. We must have water molecule is where the hydrolysis can take place. For example, we have this also classic. This is also classic. And this compound or this material is made up of potassium, aluminium, silicate, as well as the oxygen. This one, they tend to react with the hydrogen ions in the presence of water to form potassium ionic clay mineral. So you can see how this chemical weathering can influence the soil formation. You can see from this kind of substance ambayo ni orthoclase ambayo ina react na hizo kind of hydrogen ions ambazo zinakuwa kwa uwepo wa water molecule, lakini what we are going to have the potassium ionic clay mineral. So that's another kind of soil ambayo inakuwa contributed there. So simply this is what we call potassium ionic clay minerals, and this is silica ambayo ni silicon oxide ambayo tunaita silica. It's like impurities. Simply chemical reaction which represent what we have talked about is this one, kwamba hii ndo ile minerals ina react na this kind of hydrogen ions kwa sababu tunaona kwamba zile hydrogen ions zina replace kwenye minerals. Sasa zikireplace kwenye minerals mean that the reaction will take place there. Reaction will take place is where this reaction occurs. So this compound react with hydrogen ions ambapo lazima iwe katika water. Kwamba ile reaction ina take place lakini katika water. So what we are going to have, we are going to have this potassium ions, lakini tunaenda kuwa na hii kind of clay minerals, kind of clay soil minerals. But also we are going to have the silicate, which is the silicon dioxide. Another ways in which the chemical weathering taking place is oxidation. When we talk about oxidation, simply here oxygen reacts with the other minerals, changing the oxidation state of iron. So my student, simply when we're talking about oxidation, it means that we are talking about the addition of oxygen. But in one way or another, we are talking about the increasing of the oxidation state of an element or a compound. So kama kuna increase of oxidation state, but also kama kuna ile addition of oxygen metal to the compound, simply inaonyesha kwamba oxidation is tending to take place. Tungekuwa kwenye other context, for instance katika maybe katika metals and non-metals, tungesema kwamba Oxidation yenyewe ni losing of electron and so forth. Lakini kwa mazingira haya tunaongelea ile addition of oxygen, but also we are talking about the increasing of the oxidation number. So here in the oxidation you can see that oxygen ina react with other minerals. It means inakuwa added kwenye those minerals, but not only that, hii hapa ina change the oxidation state of the ion. Maybe it was 2 inaenda inakuwa 3. So ile change of the oxidation state of the reaction taking place is what we say the chemical weathering inakuwa involved or ina take place through this way of oxidation. For example, we have pyroxene. Pyroxene is made up of iron, silicate, and 3 molecules of oxygen. This pyroxene reacts with the oxygen to form magnetite. So you can see that the compound of pyroxene ina react na hii compound, ina react with oxygen. If it reacts with oxygen, finally we are going to have the product of magnetite. Magnetite is the iron which is made up of 4 oxygen molecule, and another product is the silica, which is the silicon dioxide. So you can see that the simple reaction demonstration which show the oxidation taking place is this one. So this one is the pyroxene, compound ambayo imereact na oxygen gas, lakini after there tumeenda kuform magnetite. Magnetite is this one. Lakini vile vile tumeenda kupata na hii silica. So you can see that here it was iron 2, but at the same time tumekuja kupata iron 3. So kunakuwa na ile oxidation state ya nani? Ya hizi compounds. So something to note here is oxidation is common in iron bearing material. Kwamba oxidation ina take place for instance katika hizi common iron bearing materials, but also oxidation state of the iron is 2 and 3 in the magnetite. So you can see that kwenye pyroxene ilikuwa oxidation state ya magnesium, iron ilikuwa ni 2, lakini kwenye magnetite nao ambayo ni product ambayo imekuwa formed, kunakuwa na 3 oxidation state of our compound. So you can see oxidation state katika reactant side, ambapo kabla reaction ya take place ilikuwa oxidation state ya iron ni 2, lakini baada ya reaction kutake place katika reactant, katika product side, unaona kwamba okay, oxidation state ya ile iron imetend to increase, imeongezeka, tumekuja kupata 3. So this simplifies that the oxidation taking place and so forth. Now let us see the factors influencing soil formation, kwamba kunakuwa na factor mbalimbali ambazo zenyewe zina influence, zinapelekea, zinachochea kwa formation of soil. So you can see the soil is in different structure, in different way. Kumbe ni kwa sababu ya factor mbalimbali ambazo zimepelekea aina fulani ya soil ikawa hivi na aina fulani nyingine ya soil ikawa hivi. We have our several factors. The first one is parent rock. Tunapoongelea parent rock tutakuja kuona in detail what does it mean, maana tutaisoma moja baada ya nyingine. Vile vile we have climate change, kwamba mabadiliko ya tabia nchi ni jinsi gani yanavyopelekea formation of soil, ni jinsi gani yana influence kind of soil. Utakuja kuona udongo wa eneo hili kwa sababu ya tabia nchi hizi udongo wake upo hivi, lakini utakuta tena udongo mwingine wa eneo jingine upo hivi because of the climatic change of that area. The same apply to another factor is living organisms. Tunapoongelea living organism we are talking about viumbe hai, kwamba living organism wana contribute in which way. Here we are involving both plant and animal, because when we talk about living organism, this is simply biology, kwamba tunaongelea mimea na wanyama. So the living organisms influence them, tend to influence the soil formation. But also another factor is topography of the area. Tunapoongelea topography of the area, my student, we are talking about the uwanda wa eneo fulani. Utakuta maybe the topography of the area is the highland, uwanda wa juu sana, katika miinuko, lakini at the same time utakuta ni sehemu ambayo ni tambarare, sehemu ambayo hivyo. So you can see the area, topography of the area itapelekea aina ya soil kuwa formed according to. Another factor is time. When I'm talking about time, simply namaanisha kwamba nyakati. Utakuta kwamba kama eneo fulani, kitu fulani kimetokea pale kwa muda fulani, kama kunakuwa ile retention of the nutrient kwa muda fulani, so kumbe ile soil itadevelop some of the mechanisms. Utakuta labda soil inaonekana very dark, kwamba inaonekana ina zile humans, a lot of humans. Kumbe ni kwa sababu ya time, long time ya deposition of material, maybe decomposition of substances there, itapelekea soil inakuwa katika namna fulani. Vile vile kama ile material au the substance there in the soil zimekuwa deposited or decomposed in short period of time, ni vigumu sana au ita-influence, itapelekea kwamba okay, soil itaonekana hivi na hivi. So tukichukua soil ambayo imekuwa maybe kwa muda fulani, kumekuwa na accumulation of some material, na nyingine haya material yamekuwa accumulated leo, haya mengine ni ya miaka miwili, so that soil obviously will be different. So that's what we are talking about. So we can see how these factors they tend to influence the soil formation one after another. Now let us start with the parent rock. When we talk about parent rock, my student, tunaongelea ile miamba yenyewe sasa. Now ambayo tunakujua kwamba miamba ndio inakuwa sasa ni parent, ndio foundation. So you can see the following factors that parent rock determine the types of soil formed. Kwamba tunapoongelea parent rock tunakuwa na kind of rock different. Tunakuwa na basic rock, ambapo kwenye basic rock, for instance, we have the limestone, is a weathered and linked acid rock which contains silicates. So you can see that ile rock ambayo is made up of basic rock materials, or their material is made up of basic rock, itakuwa kuwa weathered. So inapokuwa weathered, it means that their soil will be in the different form, in the different structure. Lakini ukiangalia hizi acidic rock zenyewe zimecontain silicate material, so it's difficult to be weathered. Kama ni difficult kuwa weathered, simply this kind of rock ita-influence another kind of soil formation ambayo itakuwa tofauti na ile material ambayo ni basic rock material. But also we have the rock containing porous, provide large surface area for chemicals to act on it, which is weathered by chemical weathered. Kwamba tuliona ile chemical weathering inapotake place, those materials they tend to dissolve, to react and so forth. So you can see such kind of material, for example rocks zile ambazo is made up of porous, ile situation of being porous inapelekea kufanyaje provide the large surface area, ile nafasi ya kuruhusu some of chemical to act through it inakuwa ni rahisi sana, ambayo hii itapelekea is weathered of the material by chemical weathering, ambapo ita influence the different kind of soil formation. Another something to note here is parent rock also affect the soil texture. Kwamba parent rock factor ina affect the soil texture, simply kwamba ile weathered material au zile disintegration of material itakavyokuwa inatokea, itakavyokuwa ina influence the soil formation, itakuwa inapelekea ile texture of the soil, kwamba okay, the degree of the softness and hardness of the soil itakuwa favored kulingana na kind of the weathered material ambayo ina take place katika his kind of rock materials. For instance, maybe we have this weathering material imekuwa influenced there, soil ambayo itakuwa formed due to the material ambayo imekuwa weathered chemical, na ile ambayo imetokea physical ambayo involve disintegrations of particle, obviously itakuwa ni very difficult. Kwa hiyo hii hapa itakuwa ina influence the soil texture. But also soil texture is the relative proportion of the different size of the soil. As I said, kwamba ni ile size, kama yes, it is hard, it is soft and so forth. So another something to note here is soil texture influence the water permeability of the soil. Kwamba okay, a certain texture of the soil itakuwa inaruhusu the soil penetration of water molecule. So you can see Kumbe soil texture inakuwa ina influence au inakuwa ni one factor of the permeability in the soil, kwamba okay, water can penetrate or not regarding to the or depending to the kind of the soil texture. Another factor is the climate. When we talk about climate, here climate change, my students here we are looking on the concept of rainfall, temperature, sunshine, relative humidity, winds, and so forth. So tunakuja kuona kwamba okay, tabia nchi inajengwa na hivi vitu: mvua, kwamba joto sana, this kind of sunshine, kwamba kunakuwa na humidity, kunakuwa na this kind of windy, upepo. So all this it tend to influence or are the factors of climatic change. Now, how this influence the soil formation? Now, by starting the rainfall, kwamba rainfall